The next season of The Chosen will be here before you know it. But did you know that right now there's series that you could be a part of that could change the foundation of Christian media? My name's Brandon and welcome to The Snipe Life, where we look at creativity through the lens of Christianity. And I've been breaking down shows like The Chosen for the past 2 years, and I'm very excited about the future of Christian entertainment. I haven't always been this way. Most Christian shows are just terrible. They're not done well, they're not produced well, they're not shot well, and they're definitely not written well. This has been a massive problem in Christian media basically my entire life. But because of The Chosen, we're seeing other projects step up to the plate and deliver more and more. A few weeks ago, I did a video talking about Testament. This is a movie that is a retelling of the book of Acts, but instead of a historical drama like The Chosen is, it's actually a modern day UK drama that is really interesting to me. I love shows like Sherlock or Doctor Who, and this really feeds into that for me. But instead of all the timey-wimey and weird things that go on in that show, we actually see real biblical moments retold in a modern setting. At first, this might not interest you, but I promise you, there is a lot of detail and amazing writing going on in this movie. But I haven't even told you the most amazing part of this story yet. Testament is a movie right now. But as we go into the future, it's going to become a multi-season show about the book of Acts, starting in Pentecost and then moving forward from there. A few days after I made that video, I actually got to sit down and talk with Paul Sørstad, who is the creator and the director of this movie and the upcoming series that they're about to fund on Angel Studios. So to be upfront with you, this video is actually sponsored by them. They took a look at our content and really liked what we're doing here, and they wanted to support our channel, which I really appreciate, as this is my full-time job now. But I would have talked about the show no matter what, and so they're really being gracious by sponsoring our channel and really backing us up here. I am looking forward to this series so much. I can't wait until they're funded and they start filming and we can go through all the breakdowns just like we do for The Chosen. It's really interesting to me because I've been a fan of UK dramas since I was a kid, and this is going to be amazing. That is the strongest point of Testament for me, is that we already know what this could look like because we have a full feature-length movie to see what this production can do. And guess how much that movie cost, by the way? $50,000. That's not even enough for 1/10 of one episode of The Chosen, and yet they were able to produce something that I think is really good. Okay, so maybe you don't believe me, maybe you're like, oh, this is a sponsored video, of course he's gonna say what everything is good. Take a look at this scene right here and let me know what you think.
Way.
Truth.
Life.
You have a warehouse? How?
Generous donation from the Barnabas family. Have you met James before?
As in Jesus' brother? Yeah, briefly when we first arrived.
They're all waiting at the council room. James is getting worried.
Understandably.
Hi there.
Zach, Luke, good to meet you.
Just through there.
Should I?
Yes!
I managed to evacuate before the guards got there.
What about Ben's gathering?
No word yet.
Mary, glad to see you're okay.
Any news on what happened today?
I'm still trying to get a full picture, but they hit us hard. 4 safe houses breached and over 20 arrested.
We've lost the majority of the food banks in the city centre.
Why now?
Officers all rolled up from Paul's antiques at the temple.
No, that was days ago.
Truth is, we don't know. Our contacts at the ministerial council aren't responding. Everything seems to be in some kind of lockdown.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Unless Paul's given us up.
He would never do that.
Wouldn't be surprising, would it? Given his history.
Deborah, bringing up people's
James,
history.
the last time Paul was here, in this very room, he almost split the church. I'm sorry, but I still don't trust the man.
It wasn't him.
And you are?
Sorry. Hi.
We've met. You travelled with Paul, came with him to the capital last week.
Luke.
That's right.
Of course he's going to say it
Deborah,
wasn't.
please. Well, do you know what's going on?
Maybe. When I was hiding, I heard some of the temple guards talking. It sounded like they were searching for someone in particular. The fisherman.
Clear. It's empty. They knew we'd come here.
No sign of the fisherman, sir. He's not here.
Move on. We keep looking. You can't have gone far.
If he's here, we need to know. Mary, make contact with the remaining safe houses, see if they know anything, find him.
Do you need to come with?
You'll stay here, Luke.
Yeah, I'll see you again, yeah? God willing. Take care. James, keep it up. Don't forget to eat.
Deborah, you and I need to go over strategy for replenishing food supply. David, you're on lookout tonight. And Luke, welcome. Zach will show you where you're staying. Try and get a few hours of sleep. You never know what God has planned for tomorrow.
Good, right? I think it's really, really well done overall. Not just the cinematography, but the writing and all of it. I think it stands up. And this is basically a pilot. Think about it that way. Compare this to something like The Shepherd from The Chosen. What level of quality do we see here? We saw that The Shepherd was good because of the writing and the potential that it could have. But Testament, I think, stands on its own already, because we see this full feature-length movie that is, well, finished. Now imagine that same team working on a multi-season series. What could they get done with actual funding? And what would that look like as we move on to the future? For me, this is extremely important. We have to think about it from a few different angles. This is important because it's different from The Chosen, and so what is that going to do? It's going to attract a new audience, and I think a younger audience. While The Chosen is doing everything that it can to reach Gen Z, I think that having more hooks in the water is going to be more important overall for the kingdom. To have more shows that are so good like The Chosen is. For younger people to see the creativity that Christians have, and to stop the stereotype of Christian media being boring and low quality. In this one scene that I just showed you, we see several instances of scripture being talked about, and several different moments from Acts that are brought up over and over again. We're introduced to characters that we know from the book of Acts, and we see the circumstances that they're in. Why are they hiding from the temple guard? Why are they doing all this underground church activity? Well, if you've read the book of Acts, you know that many of these people are being hunted down for their faith. They're seen as blasphemers and idolaters. It's a completely different world to the one we have now. But seeing it in a modern context gives us a whole new way to look at the book of Acts. How would we react in those situations? Would we be as bold as Luke or James or Mary? This series has to be made, and you could be a huge part of it. Fundraising hasn't even started for the show yet, but here's what you can do. Go to the link in the description below and go to the investment page for Testament. All you have to do is say that you're willing to give, and you can be on that list. Imagine if you were the first one to give to The Chosen before it took off. I promise you that the way that this team works together and the things that they've put out already, this is looking really good for the future of Testament. You can bet that I will be in on that first investment round, and I'd love for you to join me because I really want to see this show get made. If you don't believe me quite yet, go ahead and go to angel.com and watch Testament. It's good. I promise you it won't be a waste of your 2 hours. Actually, on this channel, we're going to be breaking down pieces of that movie. So I want you to go watch it so you have some context for those videos. Just imagine the things that we could see from the book of Acts. From Pentecost and Peter's amazing sermon, to all the other miracles that we see them do throughout, to the early church and how that formed together. How about the martyrdom of Stephen, or the deaths of Ananias and Sapphira? Really amazing things that we can get in, and the stories don't stop there, they just keep going. I think one of the things that I would be most excited to see is the conversion of Paul, to see how he encounters Christ and goes from someone who is hunting Christians to someone who is now leading them. That would be really amazing to see over 5 seasons. So if you're tired of waiting for The Chosen, definitely check out Testament and look at the links in the description below so you can help this series actually be made. Thank you so much to our patrons who help to keep this channel running. You guys are amazing. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.